fear, only fight. I'm fearless, it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong, forever young, may you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the After Party Hangover. I'm your host, Mangriafield, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The prodigal son has returned. It is the Great Brettzky 99. How have you
From undesirable to undeniable.
How have you been doing, my friend? The busiest man on earth over here. How's it going?
Going pretty well. Still busy as fuck. But no, going pretty well. Semester's starting to wrap up. And I mean, listen, no matter what's going on, I'm here with Mangria Fueled on the After Party Hangover, so it's going terribly.
Things can only go uphill from here. No. So as of recently, sir, what the people, I don't know if anyone knows besides anyone out of our group, but whoever watches, this young man right here has been the first to meet now two members, well, one former member, two members,
one and a half.
Of the Steel Real Army here. As a matter of fact, and one of the main characters in our little community here, he got to meet up with Jake Travers himself, one half of the Steel Real After Party podcast hosts, and he attended a little event called Survivor Series War Games.
War Games.
Brettzky, please enlighten us with your tale of meeting the midget known as Jake and your experience at the Boston arena and like the crazy fans and the matches. Tell us about it.
Well, much like Jake's experiences in bed, my time meeting Jake was like maybe 2 minutes. But it was cool. I mean, my first impression, I think I said this in the chat, my first impression of Jake was he's short. Like the picture that it's actually funny because like I know they used to have like the drawing of Jake and Zanka for like the podcast, like for the podcast art.
Mm-hmm.
Like way back when, like it's very accurate to Jake. Like I mean, we knew that from seeing him on video, but like me seeing him in person, it was very accurate to that. But no, fucking Dick shows up in full Chinfluence gear.
I was expecting to see you guys both holding your belts.
I didn't know Jake was bringing this. I mean, I should have known. He's fucking mark for himself, but like I didn't expect him to have it. No, it was cool. I mean, I didn't get to see much of Jake. We sat in similar sections, but not the same section. But we both cheaped out, went for the balcony, which honestly for the cage matches is way better in my opinion. Just have that overall of the matches, but no, it was really cool. I mean, Jake's when he's not trapping me in the dungeon, he's a really cool guy. Really nice guy. And it's kind of like I said, it went us like introducing ourselves, talking for about 5 seconds, taking pictures, then I'm hungry. I'm gonna get food. All right, bye, Brettzky.
Well, how long was the embrace?
It wasn't much to Andy's chagrin. It was not that long. But no, it was really cool. I mean, it is Jake after all, one of the co-hosts of the podcast, and we also I heard the scream of it should have been me all the way out from California. So that was also pretty cool.
Man, when I haven't met any of you, but if I do, I'm gonna fucking mark out because I've been talking to you guys for years now, and I think that like if I would have been there with you guys, I would have never left you alone. I've been like, hey, can I switch seats with one of you guys so I can sit next to Brett?
He showed like the family of 5 at the kids' first ever wrestling show. Hey, can you guys move?
Can you scoot over, please? They're not going to remember this anyway. No, but yeah, me and Andy, we had an opportunity, but it was really late at night. But yeah, hopefully, before I die, I'll get to meet with you guys because it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. But how was the experience with the matches? Like when you were there, because you've attended many
Yeah.
wrestling events live, but was the energy like really hype? Because I thought I was the only one who thought it sounded quiet, but I went on Twitter and other people were saying that it sounded quiet on TV, but you in the chat said that the energy was there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that especially I think the energy was highest for the last two matches. Like that and Becky coming out were like the two big highest energy points, at least like that I could tell. But no, I mean, it's also a Boston crowd. It was high energy. It might have been like, again, it's tough like being there and then be also like hearing the stuff on TV. I haven't had a chance to watch it back yet, or I watched any clips or anything like that. Like I saw the clip actually of Becky doing the leg drop through the table like for the finish. And I could tell like it was louder in the arena than it was like in that clip. Just for that. But no, it was a lot of fun. I mean, people were getting really into it. There also like in my section it was like a weird mix of like hardcore marks and like families with like kids. And so like the combination of those two like coming together was like really weird to see. Or like someone like, oh, their fucking work rate is terrible. Oh, I fucking hate why is Mia Yim in this? And then you have like some little kid like, yay, Becky Lynch. And it's like,
You're like, that was fucking terrible. You're all slapping the kid in the front row.
so why are you cheering for that? Don't you know anything about Meltzer? No, it was it was loud. It was definitely loud. I've been to a few shows, and this is one of the louder ones.
Were you able to get any merch, or were you just there to chill and watch the event?
You think that I'm spending upwards of like $50 on a fucking Bloodline Survivor Series special edition T-shirt? I'll get that shit on eBay, like on Ultra Black Friday for like $10.
You get it on Burnt Friday. No, the only shirt I would have bought is the red honorary Oos shirt, the red Sami Zayn
Yeah,
shirt. I would
I
love
like that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool, man. Attending the events, especially major, that was one of the big four. It's always special. I have yet to attend the SummerSlam. That's my last of the final four, so hopefully I'll be able to attend one of those. But you were at last year's, you said Survivor Series, right?
Yes.
Is
Yes,
that
I was.
where you met the guy who almost threw you down the stairs?
No, that was at Fittingly, an AEW show.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, watching it at home, for sure, the triple threat match. That was
Oh, that was match of the night.
bonkers, man. That was the match of the night. I did not think they were taking the belt off of Rollins that quick because just the build with Rollins and he's the crowd favorite. But I mean, Jake and Zanka both picked him. And my luck. I must have cursed them when I picked Rollins to win. I immediately cursed Rollins, and then Theory was a for sure thing. But
my section was like super big, like big Theory fans too, so it was great because we from the Tripod days way back when he was in NXT. We've all been big fans of Austin Theory. And so that was really cool. Like everyone popped fucking huge in my section when he got the pin.
Wow. Any insight afterwards? Like when it went off the air, did anything special happen? Like the cage rose and like did any shenanigans happen with the bloodline or with Drew McIntyre and them?
No, I don't know what exactly when the cutoff point was for the show to go off air or not, but like there was a point like at the end where Sammy just like because KO was like down in one of the corners like for like the entirety of like their soul celebration, and like he's like kind of climbed over him and like did his like little celebrate, lifted his arms like yeah, just fucking cheering and like riling up the crowd. That's all that really happened. They just kind of like all kept like dapping each other up and eventually just left the ring from what I saw at least. I didn't stay for like some people stayed longer than I had stayed, so I don't know if something did happen, but I haven't seen anything on Twitter either.
You know what us Californians do when the show stops
Do you get
airing,
avocado toast?
we rush down to the barricade, like because everyone leaves and everybody leaves like the place is on fire except for the hardcore marks like myself. So we all go from our nosebleed seats and we rush the barricade because the superstars, they usually do like a 360 and a high five and take pictures and shit. So that's what we would do. But yeah, I was curious to know about that because the press conference was interesting afterwards. Heyman and Sammy both were getting real emotional. Like they both were on the verge of tears during the press conference, like kind of blowing smoke up each other's ass. Well deserved, by the way. I'm not That's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. Like they were blowing smoke up each other's asses, and they're like their eyes are real red, like they're tearing up. Unless they ran into Riddle before they got out there, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They both look like they're getting real emotional. It was real interesting too what they said. And then they had Bianca and Becky out there after that. And then Triple H came out there and he basically just said thank you to everybody. And he said War Games will return and all sorts of stuff. But the press conference, I thought, we're so conditioned for fucking mayhem to happen at fucking press conferences. I thought fucking remember the guys said that they thought Theory was gonna come out there and start punching people or something.
Yeah.
Like, but it was okay. Did you catch any of the press conference or no?
I saw like the clip of Triple H thanking everyone and all that. I haven't seen much else though. I didn't really have a chance to catch that yet.
You didn't really miss much, but it was just interesting to see because they were kind of out of character a little bit. They were kind of acknowledging, they were kind of I wouldn't want to say breaking the fourth wall, but they were acknowledging that it's an act and that it's a story and everything. So they were kind of out of character, being their real selves. It was a little interesting, but yeah, you didn't miss much. But this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. And recently, the guys returned after 3 months, by the way. I looked on the last Hangover, as me and JH, we did the last one. So now we're going to talk about SRAP episode 156, High and Heavy.
Great.
First of all, Brettzky, Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you get together?
My Thanksgiving was lovely, and I actually am Team Jake for about 99% of the picks for the Crumb Offs this year.
Uh,
Big fan of turkey. Big fan of turkey over here.
what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for the tripod, the after party hangover, not Jake. No, yeah, just thankful for, and it's another year, another day, another dollar.
You still alive and kicking? We're all
Yep.
breathing. It's all good. Well, the guys were thankful for Bray Wyatt. As a matter of fact, there was a lot of Bray Wyatt talk during this episode. I'm pretty sure Caesar hit the skip 30 seconds, skip 30 seconds, skip 30 seconds the whole time. But I liked it because I really do like Bray Wyatt. He's an excellent character. He's one of the best characters that there's ever been. And I know his wrestling doesn't set the world on fire, but I'll defend the Fiend on another day. Zanka got booted from Instagram. I was curious about that because he had been radio silent the whole week. I was like, oh shit, I hope he's okay. Like, I don't know if he got sick. Like, I don't know what happened to him, but he finally got back on. He goes, I'm back, bitches. I was like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? But
He
he
made one
explained
too
it.
many AEW memes.
I guess the butt hurt. Excuse me. AEW is just as good. No, I guess they reported his ass. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad he's back. I hope he doesn't get deleted. Um, Zanka is not a fan of Jade Cargill's wrestling or Nyla Rose's wrestling. Bretsky, care to
Who
comment?
is? Who the fuck is?
Care to comment on Jade Cargill's wrestling or Nyla Rose's wrestling?
I mean, Nyla Rose, like the experiment's been done. Like Nyla Rose is great on Twitter, but so is Jade. Jade is way, but I'd rather watch Jade than Nyla. I mean, Jade has great promo. I really enjoy her promos. I think the idea like for the behind the whole baddie section or whatever specifically she calls it is a great idea. I mean, just in terms of like the marketability of it, I think it worked really well. And she has like that kind of like like she has like that attitude that when you like, if I didn't know what the fuck I was watching, which is half and half when I watch AEW, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. But like if I just turn on the channel, I've never seen wrestling before, and like you see Jade on your screen like cutting a promo or doing something, it's like that larger than life kind of persona. So I'll give her like some time. Like it feels like she's gotten better. But Nyla has been like, I still don't like Nyla with Vicky. I just still don't like seeing Nyla on my TV. I don't like her promos. I don't care. Like they tried making her like the monster, like a Awesome Kong slash Nia Jax type in the beginning, and it worked for like a minute, but like it doesn't work anymore. They have to do something different with her, or like she's not. I don't enjoy watching a Nyla Rose match. Like I don't. That's not going to sell me on a pay-per-view. It's like, oh, you could see Nyla Rose win the women's title. No, I don't want to. But Jade is far and away better. Just the character work. Because I feel like that's a thing that we talk about in the tripod a lot too. Is like Cesar is more for like the match and the character. And like I know we're kind of more of like both. I would rather have the strong character with that championship, even though the matches might be Goldberg matches. I'd rather have that character with it. I wish it could be both, but I'd rather have the character than the wrestling ability.
You can kind of count the number of people who have an excellent character on one hand in AEW. I think that's one of their biggest suffering points is that they lack character. They got the moves, they got the flippity dippity, they kind of got the moves when they're not botching, but they're all
well. People, it's like they said, people have the moves are on dark.
Yeah, pretty much, and the character's not even there. Like they want to be so anti WWE that they completely forgot to add character to most of their people. But
yeah, like where's QT Marshall? Why isn't he being the champion?
Brettzky, cut the shit. No, I was kidding. The LOL line of the episode was, of course, Zanka's love for bad promos when they got in. When Jake brought up the Asuka Io Shirai shouting back and forth.
That was so good.
To which Zanka said, I'm waiting for like one of them Powerpuff Street Fighter balls to fly out of one of them. I listened to this at work, and I'm glad I'm at the flea market now, because when I worked at the schools, like my laugh would echo. At the flea market, no one gives a shit. So I'm walking around the flea market laughing my ass off at this. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, Brettzky, did you caught that right? EO and Asuka shouting match.
I love it. They put the fucking subtitles on there too. It's great.
On Twitter, they translated it, but the subtitles.
Yep.
Is it impossible to do it in real time? I mean, if they had scripted promos, maybe not. But I would love it to be in real time, like on during Raw, that they have the subtitles.
It would have to be pre-taped because you never know what someone's gonna say, and you run that risk of like if like Asuka goes off script slightly and like there's a slight mistranslation of just getting fucking shellacked on Twitter. Like the network's calling you like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like a whole big to do. And all of a sudden, fucking JH just cutting a promo on you about, fucking with that music playing in the background, his parrots fucking chirping, and it's just, oh God, it's the worst.
Oh my God. Yeah, lots of Bray talk. Bray has control of his character and story, which is great. It shows. Slow builds are always a good thing. Unless you're Rowan Spider. Bray is a great character, not a great wrestler, they said. He belongs on SmackDown, I agree. Brettzky, Bray's wrestling. Is it really that bad?
Before we go there, I just want to quickly point out, I love that you brought up Rowan Spider. But have you ever heard like the original plan for that Rowan wanted to do?
Refresh my memory.
He found, apparently he heard about like some like I don't know, probably from Russia, like some just like fucking like 2-inch tall like acrobat chick, and he wanted to have like her in the cage as like a lover, like a love interest or some shit like that, and that would have been fucking phenomenal, by the way.
That would have been the best payoff in WWE history.
That would have been so good. But no, I don't know. I think Bray, it's like one thing. Bray can't carry a match, but you put him in there with the right guy, then he can put on a really fucking good match. Like I think his match with Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble, and even when he was the Fiend. That match was really good. I mean, I think also they were right on the pod to talk about how he had that backup of Harper, um, and Rowan, and also Strowman for a while, in like the 6-man tags or whatever it was. But I think that Bray is not as bad as people think. I think that the Fiend soured people on Bray's wrestling ability a lot because he had no wrestling ability. He just like got up and no sold and then like Sister Abigail to you for the most part, and then hit a Uranagi. But no, he I wouldn't say it's not like AJ Styles where like you can have a good match with like fucking a broom. But you put Bray in there with AJ Styles, it's gonna be a good match. Like if he has the right opponent, he's great.
I'm gonna say something controversial, Brett. I think
You?
I think Bray Wyatt's wrestling ability is equal to JBL's wrestling ability. I think they're on the same level. Wrestling ability. Really think about it. Really think about it. What the limited move set they both have. You ain't gonna see JBL doing flippity dippities. He's just punching, he's slamming and clotheslining. Bray, same thing. He'll do the clotheslining, he'll do the Sister Abigail, he'll do the punching. They're on the same level. They're almost equal, in my opinion. But people don't criticize JBL's wrestling. They criticize Bray's wrestling, which I don't get. But you said it yourself. The Fiend probably did more harm than good for his portrayal, his wrestling ability. Because he's no sold everything, like you said.
Yeah.
So do you agree with that or not?
I get what you're saying, actually. I think it's a fair comparison. I think you can make that comparison with a lot of people. I mean, even like Stone Cold
Yeah.
or like Cena, like a lot of guys have that. I think also like with JBL specifically, like people knew from him going from the APA to singles, they knew what he was about, that he was the brawler. So he's going to keep that style and like tweak a little bit, but he's going to be the brawler. I just think it was the Fiend. Like I think the Fiend really did him in with the wrestling ability because like even like Seth Rollins, when he had that shitty stretch of like babyface, the man's man bullshit, where everyone fucking hated Seth Rollins for like a solid like 6 months. No one said anything about his wrestling ability. They just said it about his character. Like that's like that, but that also made people think, oh, Seth Rollins has never had a good babyface run. But then like he fixed it with the Messiah, with leading into everything else after that. I think that if Bray has a stretch of like solid matches with like some guy, like maybe like a Santos Escobar or even a Braun Strowman or like an Ali Ricochet, something like that. If he has a string of those like for a couple of months, then I think people are going to be like, oh yeah, maybe he was never that terrible of a wrestler to begin with. I think that just a circumstantial thing.
I completely agree with the guys. Bray Wyatt should never be in the like his character shouldn't have been in the championship scene like the Fiend. He should have
Oh,
never been
never.
champion. They should have never made him champion because that began his downfall against Goldberg. Bray Wyatt, I believe, is great at elevating characters like he is with LA Knight now. That's a good storyline because
Yeah.
there's Gold involved and both people can go on the mic. They're entertaining as hell. That's where Bray needs to be. He doesn't need to be in the main event title scene. He don't even need a mid card title. He maybe tag, not really. Bray is good at elevating other people with his stories and his insane mind, but I do digress.
By the way, where unrelated to anyone you just mentioned, where is Max Dupree?
I'll put his picture on a milk carton and I'll send it out there. Dupree? No. Yeah, Silva, Brave, blah, blah, Zanka would trust Dahmer giving him a BJ more than Raw's creative team handling Bray's character. Agreed.
Fair point. Fair point.
Jake is heavily invested in creepy serial killers, apparently. The Monster series, and specifically because John Wayne Gacy's coming up. By the way, the banter between Jake and Zanka just bullshitting on random shit, like Jericho taking credit for shit, and food talk is what makes the podcast great. Like during this podcast, when they weren't talking about wrestling, it was more entertaining to me when I was listening, because then Jake, he has to go back to Raw and be like, and then Braun Strowman, but when they have that little banter in between wrestling subject, that's the most entertaining part of the Stiller after party, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
Zanka's John Wayne impression, fucking funny. There's an East Coast twang on it, by the way. I listened to it 3 times, so
Mangree's got his fucking bulletin board of John fucking Wayne impressions, and he's got Zanka connected to New Hampshire, connected to actual John Wayne, connected to the South, connected to Caesar somehow.
the transcript of the episode is right there. No. Zenka said that Zac Efron has Lou Ferrigno hair for the Von Erich movie. I'd say more like He-Man hair, if you've seen the picture.
Yeah.
Zanka said the Von Erich suicided it up like the Green Ranger.
I just want to know which family has a more tragic story, the Kennedys or the Von Erichs? Which family has more people left, the Kennedys or the Von Erichs?
Well, that's comparing suicide to assassination. Oh, big ups to Tommy.
Oh,
Ted Lasso is like Ned Flanders who fucks. If you haven't seen that Ted Lasso, I recommend it. It's pretty good. It's on Apple Plus, I believe. I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Have you checked it out at all?
I've seen clips. I don't have Apple Plus, so I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Jake was interrupting Zanka like a drunk Caesar. He was stepping all over Zanka's dialogue. I listened to the podcast 3 times. I was like, fuck, Jake, let him get a sentence out. Fucking Jake. Pulling his Caesar card. Johnny Depp talk. They would fuck the turd dropping Amber Heard 1,000,000% because crazy hoes are the best in bed. Of course, Jake would buy rum if Johnny Depp's face was on the bottle, even wine. I would ask you about alcohol, but I know the Great Brettzky has yet to turn 21. However, would you shack up with Amber Heard, knowing that she might drop a turd on your pillow before she leaves?
I'm with Zanka. I think he said that everything is cool except for the drop in the turd part. So like, as long as they wake up and there's not shit on like my pillow, like as long as there's not the hotel chocolate lying there, then like, yeah, absolutely, they're right. I mean, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? Like they're right.
Her next boyfriend is really cautious. You're not upset, right? You
Oh
use
my
the restroom,
God.
right?
Bro, for her sake, she's got to go. She's got to switch to women for a while.
Well, they did dive into alcohol. The topic of alcohol, me personally, vodka fucks me up. Tequila upsets my stomach. Rum gives me headaches. Beer gives me gas. Wine makes me feel like a sophisticated drunk. Gin turns me into the devil. So during that SRAP barbecue, I will be staying away from gin. Jake tagged a stop sign when he was blacked out. Zanka helicoptered his dick while naked during a blackout. He just heard stories of his tequila tales. Zanka loves bottom cheeks exposed, not plumber crack. However, I am all about that plumber crack. I love it. It's the camel toe of the butt. It's a preview to something amazing trying to get out, Brettzky. What are your thoughts of the woman's ass? What part do you like exposed? Well, obviously all of it, but I mean, what part do you like peeking out?
I'm with Jake. I mean, the bottom part. I'm not about the plumber. When I see a plumber crack, I just want to throw like pencils into it.
That's the sexiest
And
part.
You can't make a plumber crack attractive because when the plumber crack is out, it's when they're like bending down to get something, and like if that's happening, then the last thing you want to look at is the plumber crack.
It's ass cleavage, Brettsky. Come on now. It's a hot woman. She's bending over. Any part of the ass hanging out is great. But plumber crack, I'm all about that. I'm a
Man, Green,
crack
I gotta
addict.
tell you, I gotta tell. Oh my God, don't say that.
I'm a plumber crack addict. No.
As long as we don't have the fucking discoloration goggles, I'm happy.
There,
Yeah, there it is. He has them right on the desk. There,
plumber
yeah, there
crack.
he goes. Man, from your Thanksgiving food takes to this, your like level of I agree with Mangria's opinion radar is just going way down.
How dare you? Zanka loves it when you pick something ridiculous in predictions and Jake tries to explain how it's possible and that it'll happen, like Shotzi beating Ronda. Zanka is ghetto Aladdin. He takes Jake on a magic carpet ride to do heroin and sit in the corner. Uh, it gives him a chance to hang out with the poors. That's plural for poor people, I guess. Theme song talk. Zanka hates when wrestlers come out to establish songs instead of original themes, and I agree with that 1,000%, because doesn't it kind of seem like a little lazy? And this has ATW written all over it because almost everyone has a fucking established song. Whereas in WWE, like we have the Stone Cold, dun, 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 it's so generic, but it works. The Rock, it was just him saying, "Do you smell what the Rock's cooking?" And dun, 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 dun. Like instead of having established songs, what are your thoughts on that, Bresky? Do you prefer a well-known song so that when you hear it on the radio, you think, "Oh, like Cult of Personality"? Oh, that's CM Punk. That Cult of Personality, by the way, was on the finale of The Walking Dead. They used Cult of Personality. I was like, what the fuck are they using that for? And then I thought of CM Punk, which made me enjoy the show less. But what are your thoughts on that, Bretsky?
I think it depends because like Edge using Alter Bridge is well known, is established to a certain community of wrestling fans, and like I think it depends. I like Punk with Cult of Personality if it fits the character, or like if it's a really like it's a great like banger song, and like I get it, and also I understand the appeal of like trying to be like the UFC where they come out to whatever song they want to. Again, like Hook, I like Hook. I liked Hook coming out to Action Bronson. But I think it gets when it's overdone is like because there was no need for the Elite to come out to Carry On My Wayward Son, like or like Orange Cassidy having whatever song he had. Like I don't. If you have one or two at a time, then like it's fine, and like as long as it fits the character, I'm cool with it because they're usually good songs. Like Carry On Wayward Son's a great song, but like I don't know if it doesn't need to be there, then it just distracts. Like, it's kind of it makes you have the rose tinted glasses in a way. It's like, oh, they came out to that song, it was great. Like when it wasn't really great.
I'm glad you mentioned Orange Cassidy because his first theme was "Where Is My Mind," and there's multiple versions of that song out there. And I used to like that song. Well, that fucker started using it, and the version that he was using was awful. There are so many versions. If you're ever curious, check that out. But yeah, that's
Let us know in the comments what your favorite version is.
right there, all eight of you. So up next, were the predictions, and sadly, Jake got them all right. He got every
Whoa.
single fucking match correct. This is where caveats would come in, but he still would have won anyway. Yeah, Zanka got one because he picks with his heart, but I think he likes getting chopped.
Yeah.
So who's the real winner here? No. Did you? Who did you go with to Survivor Series?
I went with myself. I mean, I knew a couple other people who were going, but like it was separate. But I went by myself.
I was gonna ask if you made, because I know you make predictions as well when we do the tripod. I was just curious if you had any predictions with your friends, like what you thought was gonna happen. Anything surprise you?
I think the finish of the triple threat surprised me just because like I agreed. I thought Theory was gonna win. I just didn't know in general, no matter who won, how they were gonna have one person pin the other because I couldn't see any of them losing clean. So I kind of thought it would be the most dangerous move in sports entertainment, the roll up at some point. But I really I love that finish. It was such a good, and from my spear looked fine, so I have no idea what everyone else is talking about. But no, it was kind of a predictable card. But that doesn't mean it wasn't good. Predictability is sometimes the best thing you can have. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have a swerve every 2 seconds, bro. Like, I don't mind the predictability of it.
And plus, it was anything's better than Raw versus SmackDown, which they've been doing for years. And Raw always fucking dominates. It's like, all right.
I think
Even
there was a year where SmackDown didn't win any. I think they got like shut out one year, like in 16 or 17 or something.
it was the one I went to where fucking Charlotte and Ronda fought and Daniel Bryan
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Brock. Yeah, that was the one I went to. SmackDown got completely fucking shut out. Well, now is the time where this fat guy gets passionate because we're going to talk about the Thanksgiving food crumb offs, motherfuckers. All right. Jake sent me a list of Thanksgiving foods. It was a little difficult because some of the foods by themselves are lackluster, hence the dinner rolls, because you need to combine them with other stuff like smother them in butter or dip them in gravy or use them as a sandwich for turkey. And then corn alone, it's not anything special. Jake refuses to accept that ham is a Thanksgiving and Christmas
It
food.
is not. It is not a Thanksgiving food.
How dare you, sir?
Ham is Christmas.
Ham is a bi-holiday food, all right? You can have it on Thanksgiving and you can have it on Christmas. But I guess it's just the way it's always been in my family. We've always had the turkey, we've had the ham, the stuffing, like we have everything. And then tamales, which every time I bring up tamales to everyone else, or I ask someone, "Do you guys have tamales for Thanksgiving?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I know, right?" But I guess it's just a California thing. I don't know, but we always have tamales, ham, turkey, and then Christmas, it's usually ham as well. And the but I live in a household where the mom cooks nonstop, so that's why I have this amazing figure you see right now. But yeah, I just thought that was funny because Zanka only eats ham for fucking Thanksgiving, and Jake refused to accept that ham is a Thanksgiving food. How dare both of you? I've never had butternut squash, sweet potato casserole, or pecan pie. I never had any of those. I just picked them. Have you had any of those, sir?
I haven't had pecan. I might have had pecan pie once or twice, but I've had butternut squash and sweet potato casserole. I love sweet potato casserole.
Hmm.
Sweet potato casserole fucking slaps, especially when you combine it with cranberry sauce and you have it over with on top of a piece of turkey. Oh my god, so good. Sweet potato casserole is one of the most underrated Thanksgiving foods.
Is it a Thanksgiving? No, I'm just kidding. Uh, Pie is just about the best dessert there is, in my opinion. I think pie is the greatest. I'm a pie fan. Apple pie is for sure the best pie in existence. Blueberry pie is not great to me. Uh, what about yourself, Bretsky? Favorite pie, least favorite pie?
I think the blueberry pie is on that point. Depends on the blueberries. If it's a tart blueberry pie, I'm a big fan. If it's sweet, it's fine, but if it's too sweet, it's gross. Especially when you have like that, like the fucking like candied ones. It's I don't know. I don't know if they have a favorite pie. I mean, apple and cherry are my two favorite pies. I know there's a like a couple places near me back home that make like triple berry, or it would be like maybe blackberry, like blackberry, cherry, and like something else, maybe like a raspberry or blueberry or something, and it's always really fucking good. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of that. So I would say that's probably my favorite pie. It's like a good old like triple berry or quadruple berry pie.
I'd rather have pie for my birthday than cake. Cake is okay. It's just so damn sweet. You feel terrible afterwards. Pie is always amazing. I love it. And you're right. Cherry pie is good. The guy's shit all over it, by the way.
Yeah, cherry pie is great.
Cherry pie is very good. I don't know what the hell they're smoking. But as
Well,
far
I know what
as
Zach is smoking. I don't know what Jake's smoking.
that's true. Well, Jake's sausage. No. Um, the finals were mashed potatoes versus stuffing. The guys picked stuffing easy, but for me, it's a fat Sophie's choice because I love them both. I need Brother Quata or Father Fiddy's help on that one. I mean, but they're both good.
I mean, Bulky Two Pence doesn't really participate in these kinds of events, so
what would you have chosen? Did it matter to you, stuffing or mashed potatoes?
I rather mashed potatoes over stuffing. It's a hot take, and I know that I'm in the minority with that. I'm not a huge fan of stuffing. I'll eat it.
Oh, no, I was kidding.
I like it. It's not terrible. I mean, but it's not. I'm not gonna like pour seconds of stuffing on my plate. I'd rather mashed potatoes. I'd rather have seconds of mashed potatoes than seconds of stuffing. So I'd go mashed potatoes.
They're both good. They're both filling too. They're great sides.
They're
Uh,
versatile.
Stuffing, man, stuffing's so fucking good. I love it so much. But yeah, mashed potatoes when they're done right, because I've had bad mashed potatoes. Bad mashed
Yeah.
potatoes. Oh, they
Oh, and it's all grainy.
oh,
Oh,
they'll ruin your whole night. But I don't think I've ever had bad stuffing. Stuffing, I've always had good stuffing. But my wife, man, she makes the most perfect mashed potatoes. I love them. Oh, I'm getting
I'm angry going for some brownie points before Christmas.
man, my wife's a great cook. She doesn't do anything wrong. No. How about them tamales? No, tamales. Yeah, tamales belonged on the Thanksgiving crumb-offs. At least cornbread instead of gay carrots. Zanka laughed because this is the most Jake has ever talked on the podcast. In my opinion, there needs to be some kind of SRAP themed food show. Zanka said drinking eggnog is like drinking bull's cum. Uh, and the last note I wrote was my sister bought me these brand new AirPod Pro for my birthday. So when I have them in, I can hear everything in their background. I heard every like anytime they banged up against the table or Jake's his fucking drink, I heard doors closing in the background. So it's funny. No phone ringing this time. I guess Hillary took Thanksgiving off or something, but
Yeah, she was in a turkey coma.
it was a great episode. I can't wait to hear what Zenka gets chopped to. Jake's gonna have some kind of odd, bizarre trivia. Hopefully he goes easy on him. But Bretsky, any final words on that episode?
Follow the pod at Still Real After Party. Jake did not tell me to say this. But no, it was a great episode. Always love it when they come around. For I guess the big four pay-per-views mainly now. And some random ones here and there. Always enjoy. I forgot I didn't realize that they were doing one, and then I saw the post asking for questions. So yeah, all I know is Zanka and Jake too. But I know Zanka called out the long questions, so keep them coming. Don't give them what they want. Give them long questions. Give them the same old hashtags. Give them long hashtags. Separate the lines. Don't capitalize letters. Make it hard for them. It'll be fun. All could go wrong. They're not going to stop doing the podcast altogether, would they?
Hey, Facebook Sean, send them another story. You got the address. No,
just DM Jake personally for your story.
Well, Bretsky, speaking of questions, I actually have some questions for you.
Uh-oh.
Given to me by the Steel Real Army. The first question is from a young man named Sticks Adam. He asks Bretsky, what's one match gimmick or regular? What?
I'm angry he's not drunk enough to read this.
Or regular, and the participants that would give AEW a huge win with wrestling fans and the internet wrestling community. So what's one match gimmick and what participants that would give AEW a huge win with wrestling fans and the IWC?
Well, couldn't they just put like Orange Cassidy versus like his jacket and they'd get like a win from the internet wrestling community? Like, I don't know. Like maybe fucking God. There's so many possibilities. I'm gonna say call back to the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match, but have it be Trent's mom, have it be Sue. Have a Sue on a forklift match with Trent. Trent is a special guest ref, and it's going to be between it'll be between Trent and MJF. And if MJF wins, he gets some motorboat Sue like he did to that chick in the front row during his entrance.
Got her consent. He got her consent first.
Of course, yes. Boo MJF. But then at the end, Trent actually turns on Sue and turns his back as MJF goes to town.
Let me tweak it a little. It's gonna be a Sue's van match, meaning you have to beat your opponent to incapacitate them, throw them in Sue's van, and close the door.
So it's an ambulance match, but it's Sue's van. That would actually be good, though. That would be great.
Hey, anything can happen. And then we have questions from our favorite host, Zanka.
Okay, I was gonna say,
who is the hottest fat celebrity?
Mangria Fuel.
No, Fangria Mule. No.
Yeah, Fangria Mule. Yeah. Fuck me. I don't fucking know. Hottest fat celebrity. Who's fat now?
Kelly Clarkson. No.
Fucking what's her face? No, not her. I don't know. I can't think of like a. This is. I'm sorry. I want to know Zanka's answer. Zank, I challenge you on the post Survivor Series episode to answer this question as well, because I'm not wasting a question on asking it. But man, that's a great question.
Just put it in one of your hashtags.
This is up Andy's alley for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I'll go with I'll have a cop out. Remember that weird storyline where Mickey James gained like 5 pounds and they had like late cool color Piggy James?
Piggy James.
Yeah, I'll go with Mickey James and she was Piggy James. Yeah.
There you go. 6-hour-long car ride. Who of the SRAP Pride are the 3 passengers you're bringing? It doesn't say the destination or anything. It just says 6-hour-long car ride.
Well, as long as they're not driving, then as long as these are passengers and not drivers, and Caesar, because I'm not getting him behind the wheel. As Caesar, no, I'll just do the whole tripod. I'll do Caesar, you, and Styx. I think that'd be a great car. It would basically be a regular tripod episode if it's 6 hours. So
I'll be filming. Say one bad thing about WWE.
I mean, it's easy, but I think Raw is far worse than SmackDown. Also, I think that they're running the risk of having too many character-only people. I think that you definitely need to have a few of those, but when you have, the Shotzi, you have Wyatt, you have a bunch more people like that. I feel like they're running the risk of that all across all 3 brands. I think that guys like LA Knight and Bray Wyatt can be fine, given the right opponent, but you can't always have them be against the right opponent. So I think they're running the risk with too many character-oriented people.
This question
have more Carmelo Hayes, where it's a character and a wrestler.
The man don't miss. Here's a question from Fangria Mule.
The worst.
Is Liv Morgan a better wrestler than Trish Stratus?
Early Trish, yes.
Not current Trish?
Oh, wait, you mean current Trish is in like the Trish that had like a come out of retirement match with Charlotte a couple of years ago? Or do you mean like...
Let's say peak Trish.
No, I think peak Trish is better than Liv.
Okay.
I don't think you can dispute that. I mean, just go back and watch some of her matches. I mean, the matches with Lita, I mean, it might depend on the opponent because Liv hasn't had the best opponents during her title. I mean, Liv is great. I love Liv. But I feel like Liv has more, and maybe because I'm watching Liv live, which weird to say 5 times, versus watching Trish back. But I feel like, and also with like the kind of like, oh, Trish is a legend kind of view, but I feel like peak Trish was better overall than current Liv. I think most people would say that.
Interesting.
I can tell Mangry doesn't agree.
No, I actually have been thinking about that for a while because I love how Trish threw the elbows and she got her hair, like she got all into that shit. The one bad thing I didn't like about her is her finishing move, the Stratisfaction, because a lot of times
you weren't satisfied.
Her kick off the top rope wasn't believable. Like basically the person she was doing it to would lift her and then turn her. Like I didn't like her finisher. But other than that, Well, we can go into
No, I
that.
think Liv has a better finisher than. I think
Oh,
Liv's finisher can come off. It can be performed much more cleanly
yeah.
than Stratisfaction, given different opponent sizes and whatever. But I think that overall, Trish is better than Liv.
Okay. Better. Who's better looking?
I mean, again, it depends on what you're talking about. But I think Trish Stratus up and down every day of the week, she could be 50. I don't know how old she is right now, but like, I mean, I don't know. I don't care. You have kids, I don't care.
Bresky wants
I'll
that
pay
guilt.
alimony.
How many foreskins can you choke down before throwing
Oh,
up?
oh my God.
This is Zanka, by the
None.
way. We're back to Zanka.
I could tell. I could tell we went back to Zanka. None. I don't think. What the fuck?
That's the Zanka I know. No. What's it like being a giant?
You know.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll pose the question back then. I don't think I'm taller than anyone else. I think everyone else is just way shorter. So what's it like being short?
Dude, you're taller than all of us. Like, and all the pictures you're gonna take, if you meet all of us, we're gonna be so much shorter.
Dude,
I don't
Jake is
know.
basically
I think
Layla Hirsch.
Tryon might be the one who might be closest to your height, but or Savage maybe. But yeah, it's just funny seeing you in that picture with Jake because
All I know is that Jake to me is like Layla Hirsch, basically.
Jake is the perfect
Jake
height.
LaHirsch.
Jake is the perfect height to live here in my town because all these Mexicans are so damn short here. Everyone looks like they're in the junior high. They're so damn short. But I what did you do to pass the time in Jake's basement?
Well, I found his Dungeons and Dragons game, so I was kind of fiddling with the cards. I took out some pops and destroyed them, so he hasn't found them yet. But I just playing with some pops. Yeah, I kind of like he left me like a little rubber band ball, so I was kind of like bouncing that up against the wall. And yeah, it was just kind of I rearranged it in my mind. It was all about the mental, how you mentally prepare for something. I didn't think, oh, Jake has me chained up in his basement. I thought I am the reincarnation of Henry Houdini. How will I get out of this? So when you had that mental outlook, it became a lot more fun.
Hey, anything to keep the sanity intact. So that's good. You got to let one male pro wrestler make passionate love to save humanity. Oh, to you. Who?
So okay, I was gonna say, what one male pro wrestler?
Passionate love to you to save humanity.
Huh. I
Easy.
don't want this to be enjoyable for me or the other person. I'm gonna say Orange Cassidy just because it would be he's lazy, so it wouldn't be passionate.
It would just be a flaccid
Yeah, he would just like whip it out and be like, I came, and then he would just leave. Like, all right, cool.
you thought his thumbs up was limp. Wait till you see. No.
Oh God.
Do you think you could butt fuck a lion?
What the fuck?
There's more. There's more. Do you think you could butt fuck a lion if it was just the two of you locked in the cell? The second you penetrate, lion gets hit with a tranquilizer.
No, I don't think I could. I mean, if I could wait it out, I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think it would fall asleep before it would kill me.
Oh, Zanka.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, and the last, this is it. From everybody, from Zanka mostly.
So basically, it was 6, then you, and then Zanka for like 20. Okay, I got it.
Jake was a basket of nothing when I asked him.
Shocker.
Cut a promo to get someone who's never listened to the SRAP to tune in.
Listen.
That's it. You see, Brettzky, thank you so much. I know you're a busy man. Thank you for joining me here for the Hangover. Thank you for continuing to be a very entertaining young man. We all miss you, and we hope you're doing great things in your time. We know you will. If you have anything, well, we know what you want to plug. You got your own podcast yourself. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, check out the faux pod. It's been on a bit of hiatus, probably hoping to bring it back in the next month or two. The faux pod is that's THE space FAUX space POD on any podcasting platform. It's a lot of fun, just not necessarily wrestling. Some wrestling talk. Mangria was a guest. You had Jake, Zanka, a bunch of other guys, Caesar, Sticks, a bunch of other guys were guests on there. But it's not all about wrestling. It's me interviewing my friends about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little over an hour, shooting the shit, talking about current events. You know, I mean, they're not going to be as current if you go back to older episodes, obviously, but current events and what's going on, kind of get more into their headspace, into their mindsets, see where they're at, kind of getting to know people before they make it big, and before you're going to know their name in 20 years. But now you get to be like, oh, I remember that person. They were on the faux pod. That's the goal of it. So go check out the faux pod. Check out the tripod. Check out APPW. That's After Party Pro Wrestling. Check out the Silver After Party. If they don't get more listeners after my promo, then I don't know what's wrong with people. But go check out all the shit that's here. Mangry does a phenomenal job with the content. Obviously, it's been said to death. That guy Fangria Mule can go suck a dick though. But Mangry does a great job with all the content. He puts a lot of effort into it, and it comes out and it shows. So definitely go check it out. Yeah, it's real shit.
I mean, that the flawless, passionate promo you cut. I mean, if people aren't moved to tears by that, they're out of their mind, Brettzky. No.
It's really like it's really like when Macho Man fucking re-embraced Miss Elizabeth. That's the vibe that I'm getting.
No. Well, thank you, Brettzky. Thank you to the people who are watching or listening, the new subscribers. I appreciate everything. Just continue watching all this shit, all the content, all the APPW. Like Brettzky said, listen to the faux pod. It's very entertaining. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, all hail Linda's Bush.